Welcome back to the final war of Season 21, rematch with X7v. These guys played us really tight last time, and I'll be honest, we're not off to a great start. A few early deaths. So the idea here, of course, don't die. First up, we got SpiderGwen. Don't want her to evade, so it's a simple, medium, heavy, basically, strategy. Parry, medium, heavy, until she's dead. And I'll throw an SP3 that'll pretty much just wind out this fight. In this fight, we do take past 6 here, and then no middle minis, past 6 in section 2, the shared mini there, and Animalis, and then I've got 2 mini bosses, an Emma on Rage, Sorcerer Supreme on that power gain node, and a 6-3 Thing boss to round out the season. Man, we saw him. We saw APOC a couple times, and then mostly just Thing the rest of the time. So it's going to be a decent war. I died 3 times, of course, in that very first war, shaking off some rust, couple new champs. Pretty bad deaths, in my opinion, looking back on them and everything. And then had the disconnect, and I say disconnect, but that stupid glitch on that boss that got me killed. I'm not counting it to this day. Y'all can say what you want. So I'm trying to round this season off with just the 4 deaths. And, well, let's see how that goes. So, SpiderGwen, down. No problem. Next up, moving into section 2. No boost here. It's a rage node. So I've got suicides off. I've got a few mastery points left over to put into resonate and inequity for whenever I get to the boss, but I don't want any of the healing that goes on against these rage nodes, because that Emma fight, you'll see this one, it's much faster than the very first time I took her. So I'm going to end up speeding up this fight, because all I want to do here is basically parry heavy. Pretty much the whole fight. I don't even think I do throw a few mediums, but I think I noticed that it starts to proc the rage, so I just go with heavies the whole time. Long fight, get him down here, and everything's going great, right? Wait, stop hitting me, oh my god, felt like Delithius right there, just getting smashed in the face. Couldn't friggin' believe it. I've been parry heavying this dude for 2.5 minutes, and he had a shock on him, so I just go to throw a heavy, and apparently the timer is not long enough to actually land the heavy while they're still stunned if you don't parry him first. So yep, completely screwed me. Death number 5 of the season. Unfortunate. So I'm a little upset about that. Thankfully I was not overly boosted yet or anything, so it wasn't as expensive to heal up, but once again, just eats into my stash. Gonna have to build that up over the off season. So rest of this fight, I decided, you know what, even if I get him cornered, I'm not just gonna do a heavy spam, because obviously he can get out of it. I need to land this parry first and then throw the heavy, and life will be good. So a few more and he goes down. Give one to Night Monkey. Yay him. Ugh. I'm still just yeah, a little upset about that. A little bit burned. Next up, we will be going ahead throwing on all the big boy boosts to finish out our path. This next fight is Tigra. You've seen me take her numerous times here this season, and it is the same strategy. And I'm thinking to myself, like, as I'm throwing on these boosts, I'm like, this better not be one of those wars that just compounds. Sometimes you die once, then all of a sudden you die twice, and then it's like, third. Like, you don't want it to escalate. So I really wanted to focus up here and make sure that I do a good job against this Tigra. Now, she is just a rank 2, so equivalent of like a 565. Not a ton of health, but all I want to do is, and I know I'm going to use Doom for a few fights, and I don't want to use more potions, combat regen, throw it on, stay topped off. And this fight, I think I end up throwing, I think my rotation, I like to throw 1 SP2 when she first gets to 2 bars. I'm sorry, 1 SP1 when she first gets to 2 bars, and then I just go for an SP3, and it's pretty much fight over. So here she's being super passive, and I'm just waiting. There's no reason for me to run at her and try to, let her even think about using her special. Nope, I will just block all day, wait for my opportunity to reparry, create distance, and block again. That's all I want to do. And once I knew that she threw that heavy, I knew that, it's lights out. Once Doom gets that SP3 off, it's pretty much game over for most nodes, and especially this one. Especially, once again, having taken it so many times, I know exactly what to expect, how to get her to, 2 bars, etc. And how to keep her from throwing a special. So SP2 to the face, fight over, a little over a minute. No problem. Next up is this Animalis, and I've fought him plenty, different nodes. I've fought him in Alliance Quest a bunch. It's been a while though since I've taken him here. This is the Ebb Flow Intercept node. He does have the it's like if you've got damage over time effect, he gets redoubled determination. That's what it is. But I don't plan on having a lot of debuffs on him. So plan here is dash back, throw a light attack, and start my just cycle of doing what Doom does. I don't even bother to try to bait specials, get my parries off. I wanted to test that one just to see if I'd get it off, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, let's do it. Look at this, blocking this SP2. Did that even do 1,000 damage? Like, looks good to me. So we'll just sit here, keep him in the corner. I'm okay with that one. Wait for it. There we go. Perfect. And even though my damage is reduced, any of these nodes that damage is reduced for Doom, just don't even pay attention to them. Just do what Doom does and play it safe, and life will be just fine. Now when I start nullifying these, see, I run MD3, so I couldn't quite push him like I normally would, potentially, but that's okay. The special 2 is still going to do pretty significant damage. I'll block another special 2. Yeah, did like almost 1,000 on the money. I'm still at 96%, having fully blocked 2 SP2s. So it's kind of a joke. Here, I'll just hit into his block, or, throw a heavy because he's got shock. I'm going to throw an SP1, nullify all of his furies. Yeah, this dude doesn't stand a chance. Just keep them coming. And at the very end, Doom lands this like insane crit or something. It's like, I don't know, boom, like 60. He just threw a huge smash in his face. So I was like, okay, cool, take it. In the fight as fast as possible. So Doom's healthy. Don't even have to worry about throwing any potions or anything into him, because I know this fight against Emma, I know it super well now. Of course, you never want to catch a full combo from her or anything like that, but I know as long as I play safe, the amount of health I got is plenty good to see me through this fight, and I will speed this one up also, because you've seen it. Last time was 154 hits. So get a couple parries off to build the charges so you can deck some of her specials later. Keep her pushed back a little bit. You never want to get cornered. I don't care who you're fighting. So we will speed this up because this is what it looks like. All right, boom. Less than 2 minutes, and look at this, man. Look at the difference that I had resonate on that one more where I took her, and I'm gonna finish this one. Oh, that's where the big crit came in right at the end of the big hit. Yeah, 80 some odd hits versus 150. That's crazy. That means Resonate was healing. It had to be healing her, like mad. So Mr. Fantastic debuffs have been placed on the boss by my man Delithius, and it's time to throw on the Power Start 1 boost. It's going to see me through this fight and the next fight. This fight I'm going to speed up to 1.5 times, just because it is a pure magic lockdown essentially. So get a few combos in, just kind of back up. Don't let her want to throw a special for any reason. Lock it down. Okay. This fight is totally under control, and Magic's gonna win. I mean, you have to screw up bad from this point to to let Magic not win this fight. I mean, you just have to like set your phone down, let her get to an SB3, because as she goes through limbo, it's going to heal you a bunch. So yeah, super safe. Not going for stand-up intercepts, not going for backdraft intercepts. It's just 4 hits, dash back and parry. It's the only fight I got to use her for, so I don't care if I end the fight with, you know, 30-40% health if need be, but I just can't see how that would even happen. So bunch of parries. The 150% Mystic boost does help some. Give me some of that power back, speeds the fight up a little bit. So I look at the clock here and I'm like, okay, that took 1.5 minutes. I probably got at least a solid minute left on my Power Star 1, so I don't have to necessarily like rush into this boss fight and just click go. I can kind of collect my thoughts. So this guy does something that I hadn't seen for a little bit in a thing boss, and you'll see what I'm talking about. He throws a special like when I do a 4-hit, and I think I do a 4-hit and block, and he throws the special. Was not ideal, but you'll see how I adapt to it. So fight gets off, normal start, refresh the debuffs. Life is good. Okay, getting my parries, reparries, building up those charges. 4, and I blocked, and then he just throws it. I'm like, okay. And because I have the decreased power gain, he's not gaining that much power. Dashed in, he goes unstoppable. I'm like, oh man, okay. Like, here we go. Right? All right, sweet. We're back in rhythm. Fully dex the SP1, throw the SP2, get my spacing back, get this fight back under control, push him back over to his side. I always like blocking at 11. That way I know I can do 4 hits and push him to 15 rock stacks. He is SP1 happy, so I'm thankful. Do bait some SP2s, or I should say SP2, SP1, whatever. He was pretty special happy. He's been good for me all season that way. Didn't like where I was at right there exactly, where he's hitting into my block, and I don't get the chance to punish, whether it's I don't recognize like the 5th hit on his combo, or maybe he finishes a 5-hit on a light attack and I don't recognize the final light attack. I don't want to get caught off guard in a situation like that. So it's best to just kind of back up, go into block again, go for the parry, reparry, and get something you're familiar with, something you recognize. So we've got him pushed back nicely against his wall. Debuffs are doing their thing. I've only got one of those charges left, so I want to try to pick up some here in a minute, because I think that was, yeah, my last one, or I might have one left. It's hard to tell sometimes. Parry, reparry, excellent. So yeah, okay, I just got 2 now of they're the little key symbols or whatever. So I'm not really enjoying where I'm at right here. 43 me, 51 him. He's outpacing my damage a little bit. So not the greatest feeling, but I'm kind of okay too. Now here, I did go ahead and push him. There is one time where I go ahead and let him throw his special one, even though he's not at 15 stacks, just because I know that like my next combo will push him to 15, and it will push him over a bar. So that's okay too. You don't always have to push him like right to 15 if you recognize that, hey, when I do my next combo, it's going to push him over. So I've caught up a little bit now. 35% me, 25% him. It's looking pretty good. At this point, I was like, all right, let's try to just slow this down a fuzz, slow our combos up a little, let the debuffs do their thing. This is what I was talking about. I went ahead and baited his special with 9, because then I knew I could do a 4-hit into my special 1 and get to the 15 stacks. So yeah, right here, once again, bait a special, let the debuffs do their thing. I don't have to do much else here. Maybe throw off one more special 1. Didn't even get a chance to. He goes down. It did take 3.5 minutes, so I mean, he was beefy. I mean, I'm max boosted, Power Start 1, Mr. Fantastic debuff, so he's a tank. That's That's for sure. But Void's also a tank. So did his thing, got the boss solo. I'm claiming 12-0 on the season. Y'all can tell me what you think about that. Line below. Had to flex on him a little bit. We did end up winning this war. Congratulations to 4Loki on another Master season. Time to enjoy a little bit of a break and just relax, throw on the suicides, not worry about too much in terms of war and planning, etc. Clear our minds and prepare for season 22. Thanks for coming along for the ride for all these wars, guys. I appreciate the views. It's been a lot of fun making these again, and I hope to continue that next season. Take care.